Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you the finale of this 9-game series between XiaoShuai, a great Zerg from China, and Paralyze, a great Protoss from Korea. This is the Korea-China Invitational League. Hope that you guys are enjoying. Definitely leave some comments and let me know if you enjoy this type of show match series. I have more of everything, so very excited to continue to bring like a variety of games to the channel. We are going to have a Korean-dominated tournament starting soon. Probably a couple Chinese players in that as they are starting to get into the high-level part of the scene more and more. And definitely XiaoShuai showing that, I mean, he should be involved in some of these. Like, we are tied up 4-4 right now, which is amazing. It's been a great series so far, and can't wait to see how it ends here on Eclipse. One side going to take it down regardless. I felt like this series could go on just about forever, though. Now, before we get started, before we get too far into it, as Paralyze is going to throw down a gateway, I do want to thank you for subscribing to ArtosisCasts. Well, at least about 50% of you who are watching this video right now. If you're not, subscribe, please. Hit that notification button. I work really hard on the channel, and I know that you guys enjoy it. So yeah, thank you very much for that. And it always helps to see that subscriber number go up and and the average views go up and things like that. But yeah, thank you everyone who has subscribed, and of course anyone who has also gone on the Patreon, patreon.com/Artosis. So, who's going to win? It's really hard to say, because throughout the series, I have gotten just the vibe that Paralyze is a bit better. But, I mean, here we are. After 8 games tied up 4-4, there's not a lot of arguing that can be done with that. Although, a couple of the losses from Paralyze, like, I think specifically that one Vermeer game where he saw no drones at the natural, he saw no drones at the third, and then he didn't block his natural expand. Maybe he still loses there? But, I mean, you can't give it. You can't give it for free like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I do kind of still feel Paralyzed, though. Eclipse, I guess there are some issues with Eclipse. The third base specifically for Protoss can be a little bit hard to get to, but once you have it, it is on a high ground, which is really, really helpful. So it's a little bit harder for your opponent to bust, whereas more open, low ground third bases, sometimes a flank of, or an arc, rather, of Hydras will come in and just gun it down when you're slightly out of position. Whereas if you're trying to fight up like a ramp like this, right, and there's a few cannons here, you're not going to get the Nexus. It's not going to occur. It's just, once they get up, it's just like, okay, well, that's your base now. We're getting to a bigger game. But you never know. A lot of these games have been decided before the Protoss third base. Like, a lot of them. There's been a lot of aggression coming out, especially from XiaoShuai. Although a lot of pressure coming out from Paralyze. I think he's done a very good job overall with the gateway expansion builds. Definitely has shown that I feel like his Zealot micro is, and his Zealot decision making also, because like the Zealot micro itself, there's definitely some skill to it, but it's not like the hardest thing in the world to dance away at, because Zerglings attack faster and then dance back as your cooldown finishes, right? It's not world-ending micro that you're gonna just go crazy over. But there's a lot of decision making about, for instance, you just saw him walk up here and then turn around. There's a lot of decision making about, okay, now we put it behind here, now we take it out. Now we, put it in between minerals, now we take it out. Now we build up 4 Zealots, now we send them across, right? And so I think that's the hardest part of the Zealot rush, or the Zealot pressure, rather. Because, this is not a rush. This is a pressure build. But yeah, to make those correct decisions and utilize these early units, because they're definitely in very limited supply, but you need to utilize them well for information and to make your opponent honest. That's like the big part, right? Is you can't let Zerg just drone as they want. That's like how to make sure that you're always going to lose to Zerg, is always allow them to drone whenever they want. That's like the balancing factor in high levels against Zerg. Zerg is incredibly strong if left alone. It's just, in fact, like, I think without any question, everyone would agree that if there wasn't pressure builds against Zerg, no one would ever beat Zerg. They would just, all their units are just so strong. So you have to get up there. You have to, like, force them to make other units and screw up their economy a little bit at least. Now, the Stargate is coming up. We'll see if he starts at +1 for Corsairs. Spire is being made. Probe is still alive and has gotten some very good scouting done. Good, healthy drone counts all over the place. Some more Lings on the way. We don't see a second gas yet, but we do see, you know... Well, the Zergling speed finished. Yeah, so I'm surprised he doesn't send, like, 2 more Lings and just kill this. Yeah, there you go. Anyways, with the Zergling speed done, a lot of times Zergling speed plays into mutas. And look at this. See, these are the decisions I'm talking about. There's a lot of Lings. Whether he was going to make them or not, like, he had to make them because of the Zealot move out. Now with this many Speedlings coming, though, is he going to catch these Zealots? That could be a big moment. Oh, my God. He gets on top of them for a moment, but it seems like so far Paralyze is getting away with almost everything. He's going to lose 1, but that's it. He gets back into proximity of this cannon. You know, XiaoShuai, he doesn't really lose anything Zergling-wise. A few hits onto his Lings, so some have taken damage. But will push back Paralyze for now. All right, Citadel on the way. He has started that +1 air attack. We have a second gas coming up. Here's a macro hatch. There's a macro hatch. Spire, still waiting on that. We'll see if he starts that Carapace upgrade. Just Scourge. Carapace. Okay. So, you know, that's kind of the big tell. But we saw that last game. He made like 4 mutas at the start, which is a really weird number, but maybe he felt the Corsair number getting out of hand. And then later on switched into Mutalisks. And that actually is what ended up winning in the game. It actually felt like Paralyze was going to take it. But a very good switch there. Now, we don't know if he's going to do that again. He might make them a lot earlier. This Corsair gets in and kind of sees what's going on. I don't think he'll go double Stargate Corsair again. Like, he's already got the Citadel up and upgrading. I don't see, like, a big reason for him to do something like that. I think he's going to focus more heavily on that Gateway Army this game. Now, flying the Corsair all the way back. The Zealots actually come out and have a favorable trade. This is right before +1, which obviously lets them to two-shot Zerglings. So you get, like, really favorable at that point. By the way, the Scourge really trying to stay on top of these Corsairs. Templar Archives starting. 5 mutas. There it is. This is what we've been talking about. Now, 5 mutas is enough to harass the mineral line because it one-shots probes. Now, you can go just 5 and make Scourge to keep the Corsair back and try that. You could go more than 5 just to have the types of numbers that you want to kill cannons and whatnot. You know, there's a lot of options up to XiaoShuai here. But with only 5 being made, I think that it's pretty clear what he wants to do here is utilize Scourge against the Corsairs to keep them off of his mutas and do harassment probably here. This is the easiest area to do it, but it is kind of like a out of the way area to get to, right? Like, you gotta fly down this side and then over. We'll see. Now, the mutas start to hit these Zealots as they come up. The Corsairs trailing. There's 6 Corsairs here. Here come the Scourge. Now, if you overcommit with these Corsairs, you could be in some serious trouble. Oh, my God. And he instantly snaps the neck of some of these Corsairs. Okay, so he connected with, like, 5 Scourge, I think, which is pretty big. The Zealots get pushed out pretty quickly. We did have a little bit of drone death there, and the mutas will be able to clean a bunch of this off. The Corsair is being chased all the way home by these Scourge. They got to get back to a photon cannon immediately, and the Scourge do turn around to be saved for later on. But you know what? I think overall this was a little bit better for XiaoShuai, this engage. I want to see some more drones here. Like, yeah, a little bit more drone production. Get that really rolling up there. But the fact that he was able to take out that many Corsairs and it's 1 Stargate Corsair, pretty good. Pretty good. And the first Zealot attack didn't do much either. So there's some very redeeming things going on for XiaoShuai right now. Now, an Archon being made. This is sometimes a great way to play against this, is you can move out again with Zealot Archon. And if they try to chase you down with mutas or with Scourge, you fly the Corsairs over the Archon, which does massive, massive splash damage against the Scourge and the Mutalisks, right? Look at this. 33 damage. Just brutal. So you can definitely knock the Scourge out super fast with that. And yeah, let's see if this is going to be enough for Paralyze to kind of make this game his. Now, here we come. Oh, you can see he's right now chasing the Corsairs. specifically. Now, if you can't catch that, you can turn around and just fight the Lings. Now, the Muta's getting moving shots. This is a big moment right now. Some heavy micro coming out from XiaoShuai, but also he's got to make sure he stays alive over here. This is a tough situation for both sides. Where do you multitask? Where do you stay on top of? Turns, gets more Corsairs here, and it looks like Paralyze did feel like he had to run out of here. With double sunken, I don't think he can attack there either. And now the Muta's harassing this third base. The third base not getting cannons up. That is crucial. He needs those cannons. Now, the Corsair count is very, very low. High Templars are out. He has Size Storm, but no energy for it as of yet. The Corsair is going to try to push these Mutas back. There's not really enough Scourge here to do anything anymore, but he's going to jump on top of the High Templars. Oh my god, more Scourge coming in as well. One Storm gets off, but that is enough left over. Looking really good for XiaoShuai right now. Oh my god, is XiaoShuai going to win a 9-game series against Paralyze? Like, that is legitimate, guys. There is nothing you can say. Paralyze is a real Korean pro. I cast him all the time on this channel. I've played against him. The guy is beastly. And, I mean, he's good enough to take out anyone in the world. So, a victory like this, if XiaoShuai takes it, I mean, that is a huge boost of confidence, I think, towards that Chinese scene. Now, a lot of Speed Zealots trying to run in and get some damage done, but the Sim City is a little bit too strong. Tons of Lings, tons of Mutas being made. In fact, he's still making those Mutalisks right now. He is transitioning into Hydralisks as well. Even though we see Mutalisks still being made, he is getting the +1 range attack and getting speed upgrades. So those are some big things that he's working on for that switch. The Mutalisk count is so large, though. Look at this, taking down just about everything. A single Archon left, a single Corsair as well. No probes mining over here. It looks like this third Nexus is going to go down. Zealots have infiltrated. He kills most of them here, but some have ran into the main base. He's going to take out the Spire. So that's a good tech building snipe. Still trying to make a game of it right now. The Archon awaiting those Mutas. I think he had a good idea that this would occur. He picks it off so quickly. Beautiful micro there. Splitting it off from XiaoShuai. All of his Mutas super low, but there's so little anti-air left over. Oh, a terrible situation. The one Corsair, no, just not going to be enough. If he had 3 Corsairs, these would all explode in like 2 seconds. But he doesn't have it. GG is called, and XiaoShuai wins the series 5-4.